Alright, so we are going to learn how to use Adobe Flash Professional today. This is in the same family as Photoshop, Illustrator, and Premiere Pro. So a lot of the commands, the hotkeys, even the editing are going to be very similar. So by now you should have a good handle on those ideas and be able to work from that. It is a little bit different because we are making an animation rather than a movie or a non-moving photograph. But I'm just going to use this tutorial now to kind of give you an introduction to everything. So what you're going to do is you are going to first come to this screen. It may look a little bit differently. This may be up for somewhere else. However, you're going to do the same thing either way. You're going to go to Action Script 3.0 and click on it. Okay, so now you're going to have a screen. Yours may not look like mine. What I want you to do is go up to the top here. This may say Essentials, it may say Classic, it may say something else. You're going to click on it and do Animator, and then your screen should look like mine. What you're going to do next is you're going to check to make sure that the properties are all the same. So you're going to go down here to Document Properties and Edit. When you click that, your dimensions are going to come up. You are going to make yours 960 pixels by 540 pixels. So just click right on there and then change those numbers. You don't have to put PX, just put the numbers and that should be fine. The ruler units are in pixels. That should be default mode. Your background color can remain white. If you want to change it, you can click on it and pick any color you want. But for right now, we're going to keep it white. Frame rate should be 30 frames per second, sorry, but if you do have a different number, you can click on it to drag it to the left to make it smaller, to the right to make it bigger, or you can just click right on it, say 30, and there we go. Okay, make this your default so you don't have to change it, and click OK. Alright, so here's a really quick introduction to all of your panels. Right here is the most important space. This is your stage. This is where everything happens, okay? Anything that you're going to see is going to be in this white area. This gray area is your backstage, right? So you can still put things back here, but you're not going to see them when the video is running. So let's say you want to have a little man that runs on from one side and then runs off the other. You can actually put your little image right here on what is called the pasteboard, and then when you play it, you can move him this way and off of this way onto the pasteboard on this side. Okay, so you won't see any of this, but this will at least let you know that you can put things on there. Alright, so to get the lay of the land, we'll start here. This is your library. This is where you put your pictures and your sound bites, your clip art, whatever you want. Your shapes will go here as well. So this lets you know everything that you have to work with. Okay, this here is your properties panel. It'll tell you anything about whatever you're clicked on. So right now we're clicked on the stage, so it's telling us that it's 30 frames per second. It's telling us the size, the color, and yeah, the history as well too. So this will tell everything about that. Whenever you click on anything, this will change. So I'm just going to click on the rectangle here, the rectangle tool, and you'll notice that properties changes to rectangle tool, and it gives us all of the options that we can do when it comes to rectangles. Okay. Up here is the timeline. The timeline is really important because as you're moving things along in your project, they are going to move a long time in a linear fashion. Each one of these tiny little rectangles here is one frame. Okay, so for our particular project, 30 seconds is one frame. So from here all the way to here is going to happen in 1 second. So if we want a 10-second film, then how many frames do we need? Well, if 30 seconds is 30 frames is 1 second, and we want 10 seconds, we're going to do 30 times 10. So we are going to have 300 frames. So that'll be the length. Okay. Down here, if you click up here, it will tell you what frame. Well, it was supposed to tell you what frame you're on. I guess it's not. It does that somewhere, but I'm not 100% sure where. Sorry. No. If you move the little handle here, playhead. This is called the playhead. So if you move this, oh, it doesn't want to move right now. Okay, so wherever you put this is going to be where on here where the frames are. So, and it'll show you down here where it is, where that frame rate or where it is on the timeline. Okay, so here are is your color panel. So it gives you all of the different options for your colors. You also get your gradients here, which is important. Here are your swatches, so you can pick right from there and make your different palettes if you want to. Here is where you can align your different shapes and pictures in tons of different areas. You can transform your shapes and pictures, rotating them, skewing them, putting them on different areas of the page. And this info will tell you how what the width of your objects are, what the height is, where they are on the X and Y axis, that kind of thing. These are more important for later. No, don't really care about the color scheme. So that's pretty much the basics. If you do want to zoom in, you can use this right here. Okay, so you can go all the way to 800%, or you can go to 25%, or if you want to, you can press Control plus and zoom in more and more, or Control minus and zoom out. Okay, I'm going to put it at 100 because I like that. I want to have enough room out here to see what's going on out here. Same as with Premiere Pro and the other ones, you can move these to make this area big or smaller. That's up to you. This here is the toolbar, probably many tools that you're already familiar with from Photoshop and Illustrator. Again, remember, if there are little arrows down below, you press and you hold, and you actually will get some different options. Now look, as soon as I picked brush tool, properties changed because properties tells me about whatever I am clicking on. So I think that's all. Remember, with your layers, the layers in the project, every single object is going to be a layer. So the background may be a layer. Another object, like if the background is underwater, then maybe we have layer number 2 is one fish, layer number 3 is another fish, layer number 4 is a dolphin, layer number 5 is a submarine, layer number 6 could be some seaweed. Okay, so all of these layers are objects that you can only work with one at a time. If you want to make a layer invisible, then you click on the dot below the eye, and that means you can't see it anymore. If you want to lock a layer so that you can't do anything with it, you click on that little dot, and again, you can't edit it. If you want to view your layers as outlines, you can click this, and it will show you the outline of the layer as well, and that's good for when you want to line things up perfectly, one on top of the other. So that's basically your information, and that is Mr. Darcy barking. Sorry about that.